Hello, good evening, and welcome everyone to Community Distance Reiki. I'm your host, Danielle Stimpson of Learn Reiki Philadelphia. If you are new here, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. If you're watching this on the replay, hello from the past. You're guaranteed to have just as much fun and healing a time as if you were here live. But if you would like to join me live, go ahead and check out that description. I'm here at least 5 times a week, same days, same times, with some extra streams sprinkled in here and there. You can go ahead and set your schedule to those 5 streams or subscribe with notifications on. That way you'll know every time I go live. If you are here live with us, feel free to go ahead and use the live chat. Just click the live chat button and enter any healing requests that you might have, whether it's by specific crystal or healing theme. We'll work together to build a crystal grid for the first half an hour or so of our time together. After that, I'll spend a brief moment explaining what Reiki is and a little bit of how it works. And then I'll spend the rest of the time sending you some beautiful distance Reiki. I will turn down the lights and up the music, and you can relax and enjoy whenever and wherever you happen to be. So thank you all so much for being here. Let's dive in. Oh, it's wonderful to see so many of you here already. Oh, I'm here. I've got some crystals already for the healing requests that I've seen so far. Grace, Erica, Cora Quar, Jennifer, Susan, I hope you're doing well. So good to see you all. I did get some healing gifts for the grid that I will bring out this week. I'm just going to work on prettying them up, and they were gifts from some of our community. Thank you so much, Jennifer and Cora Quar. It was wonderful to receive some gifts from you, and I'm so grateful. So let's see, let's get into the crystals. So we had a request for backache, so let's get some celestite. And also manifesting some financial support. Let's go ahead and grab some red tiger eye. Really helps with manifesting finances in a pinch. Also there were some requests for letting go and releasing. And so I've got some crystals pre-selected for that. Let's go ahead over to the crystal grid and see everything as it comes together. Hello, future someone. Good to see you. So glad that you are here. So let's go ahead and dive right in. Yeah, so for the letting go, first of all, let's start with some copper. Copper helps to help the energy move optimally and helps move any blockages. We've seen that it helps the energy to flow just like it would be a conductor of electricity, which is why our wires are made of it. So here we go. There we go. Success, winning, wealth, attaining goals. Absolutely. I just keep hearing in my head that Chris Appraise wants to come out again, so we're going to do that. Okay, so let's dive in. So first of all, for the letting go, I have some beautiful stones. This is Amazonite. Amazonite is one that, and I'm going to show you a couple different versions of it because it can look a lot of different ways. This is Amazonite. This is one that I often use for like letting go and transitions, whether it's bitter, sweet, or bittersweet, especially things like hospice. This is an excellent stone for that kind of a thing. There's a lot that Amazonite can help us with, but particularly it helps us to fill in the cracks of a broken heart, like when it's a bittersweet sort of ending. An example, hospice. But yeah, this is great for helping us let go and move forward. In addition to this, I have some moonstone, which, you know, given everything going on in the US right now, we could absolutely use some stones that have to do with women's empowerment and and all of that. We could definitely use that. I mean, when is that a bad thing? But also, Moonstone helps with seeing the cycles. Everything a season, everything a reason, kind of a thing. Moonstone is great for just like that cyclical nature of life, just what we see with the new moon and the full moon. Sometimes the tide is coming in, sometimes the tide is coming out. Moonstone helps us to connect with that and embody that and be reminded of that flow, that ebb and flow. Sometimes things are flowing into life, sometimes things are flowing out. It makes it a lot easier to let go because you're reminded that there will be another tide coming in at some point. And hello and welcome in, Karen. It's good to see you. And Vincent, welcome in, welcome in. So yeah, so we've got some Moonstone here. There's lots of different types of Moonstone. Some of you might be more familiar with Rainbow Moonstone. Rainbow Moonstone is also another form of Labradorite Moonstone, Rainbow Moonstone, Labradorite, Peach Moonstone. They're all very much related. It's just a matter of how they kind of appear. So good to see you all. So glad to see you all just greeting each other and saying hello. We're all old friends here, and if you're new here, you will quickly be an old friend. And Octavia, welcome in. Oh yeah, second time here. Yeah, welcome back. Financial support, social ability, anxiety, power, gotcha. And Karen, anxiety, chest pain, returning to work, stress, continued healing for your son, gotcha. And future someone, hematite, aquamarine. I was gonna grab aquamarine again. Seriously. Okay, so let's see. Always, always, always. We're like one step ahead of each other. Hematite, aquamarine, prehnite. I'm going to go ahead and just, here's Prehnite. It's the ultimate, like, healer's teacher stone. I had this piece on my altar in my studio when I had my physical studio teaching Reiki, where now I'm currently teaching Reiki online due to COVID. This is a big piece of Prehnite. This allows us, among other things, to embody everything it is to be a spiritual teacher. Yeah, love it. So we're just gonna go ahead and plop that in the middle now so we can work around it. Love Prehnite. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so Celestite, we had the request again for back pain. So I'm gonna go ahead and bring out some love for that. We've been using Celestite for pain. I feel like it helps us to connect better with our upper chakras and disconnect a little from our connection to our body, which really just improves the experience of pain more than the source of it. But if you already know the source and there's really not much you can do about it, Celestite can be helpful. Also helps us to connect with our angel guides. I'll leave some more there. We'll probably work some in. Sodalite helps us to communicate our needs. It also helps us to speak publicly, speak of our feelings, communicate things in a not just a sort of a shouting, getting them out kind of way, but truly thinking about how the words that we use will be received and allowing ourselves an opportunity to be better understood. It's not just speaking, it's articulation as well. So let's put you here, right here. Aquamarine is also a great one for letting go because water stones generally are. It's also great for forgiveness, which is something that can come up with letting go. Sometimes we don't hold on, sometimes we don't let go of things because we're holding on to the idea that justice will be served. Like we're holding on with resentment and anger that things were not set right. This is a stone of forgiving, not so much because it has to do with the person, the thing, or even ourselves, you know, whatever we're holding that grudge against. It's not about letting it go because it doesn't matter. It's more about letting it go so you can be free of the burden you're carrying with it. So this is one of really, truly letting go of not only subtle resentments, which is definitely a part of it, but true forgiveness, especially when it's self-forgiveness, when we're holding something against ourselves. We're woulda, coulda, shoulda-ing ourselves, can be really helpful. Hello, heart. Good to see you too. So let's see, we'll put aquamarine here and here. Hematite is excellent for grounding, and yep, we do have a whole bunch of beautiful light blues and greens today. And it's a good day, like when is it not, for some hematite to help us ground. Hematite's also excellent for like kind of clearing. It's almost like it finds the heavy things within us and brings them down and out. So it's this gunmetal kind of silver. And it's physically very heavy. Very, very grounding. Oh, I'm glad. Thank you, Erica. So let's see, I want to make sure I get everybody. So the other thing I wanted to add, we had a request for manifesting financial support. Of course, we have our red tiger eye for that. Excellent for pulling in financial support in a pinch. It's also superb for energy protection. Chrysoprase, as I mentioned earlier. This is, I mean, it's so many things. We've used it for overcoming disappointment so that we can move forward. It's one of the stones that can be used for letting go, moving on. It can help us when we feel that we've just been, like we've been through too much. We've picked up the pieces and it's like, okay, I picked up the pieces. Oh, do I even keep moving forward? Kind of when we lose the wind in our sails because it's just too much, but we have to keep going. Chrysoprase can be one of those stones that teaches us, hey, take a beat. Look how far you've come. You're not back to where you started. If nothing else, you have evolved as a person, you've grown. You can do this. You at worst, you've done it before, you can do it again. At best, you're already halfway there. So chrysoprase can be very helpful with that. And yeah, so many blues. Yeah, anticipating stress, anxiety. Gotcha. I feel like amethyst would be a good one. It can help in many cases. I'm actually going to use some other amethyst I have. Amethyst can help in many cases where we're kind of anticipating stress, that anticipatory stress that I'm not there yet, but I expect it. this can be one of those stones that teaches us about being in the moment and owning our responsibilities and letting go of responsibilities that are not ours, which can help in a work environment. So it can help us with compartmentalizing in a good way. Like, what is now, what is today, what is tomorrow? It kind of helps us to be in the present moment without sort of ignoring the future, if that makes sense. So let's go ahead and add amethyst. Day-to-day stress and pressure. Yeah. I also feel like this one keeps coming up. Black obsidian. Not only is it good for letting go, it's really good, I feel, for anxiety, especially if anxiety kind of comes up in your gut, like where you feel an upset stomach. It can really help with those, like the nerves, like nervous energy in that regard. It's also very protective. So if your anxiety is coming from, I know I'm going to be dealing with people, places, things, situations that are threatening, that are challenging in that way, this is a stone that can help you process that and move through that and feel safe as you move through it. It's deeply, deeply protective, as is the red tiger eye, but this can be very, very protective. It also helps with grieving. So if any of this is like grieving or lamenting the past as you move forward, or having difficulty in transitions, this can be helpful too. I feel like we still need some more stress stones. Yes, we do. Epidote. Epidote. Hey, Mary Sue. Family healing, caring for elders. Absolutely. I hope you're doing well. I was thinking about you the other day, too. Epidote is good for a lot of these things. I was actually working with it the other day, and I was thinking about Karen. So epidote, not only is it good for recovery from illness and injury, so very much good on the physical level, it's also great for the nerves, and that being like the literal nerves within our body that help us to feel and send messages throughout, but also our nervous system in terms of anxiety and stress. It also helps with like the negative self-talk, like I can't do that, or I can't get along with people, or any of that kind of stuff. I'm too awkward. Any of that, epidote can be helpful. Yeah, also good for the skin too, if anyone's having skin issues. I had someone here for a while who was dealing with some skin issues. So let's see. Let's do. Hi, Martha. It's great to see you. It's so great to see you. Yeah, aquamarine is beautiful. I think that would work well for you. Glad for Reiki time. I'm glad for Reiki time as well. So some epidote there, epidote here. So that's helpful. Let me see what else. I think I'm gonna do the thing. Let's see. Oh, family, that's right. We did have one more request. Oh, you brought some red tiger eye to a difficult family gathering. I hope it helped. Okay, I'm gonna take one peek back to the last request, and then I'm gonna do the thing where I pick a couple of stones and y'all vote. So let's go ahead and caring for elders, definitely Amazonite. Amazonite for sure. That can help with caring for elders and those transitions in life. Also I recommend Amazonite for anyone that's doing, even like end of life care, but also just caretakers in general, no matter who you're taking care of. It's a wonderful stone for nurses, for example. It can really help as we watch those transitions take place and as we try to care for ourselves while we care for others. Crystals for gum infections, COVID, and cancer. Gums, aquamarine. Aquamarine is excellent for gums. So sorry to hear that. COVID, oh, I'm sorry to hear that too. Cancer is rutilated quartz. I'll put in a couple of those. Rutilated quartz is a favorite here. It helps send the energy exactly where it needs to go. It balances the mind and body and can be wonderful. It's one of the stones that, I wouldn't say folk medicine would say. It's more like if you went to like an older jeweler and asked them, what do I give someone in terms of crystals and stones for someone who may have cancer? They would recommend rutilated quartz, and the intention or the understanding behind it is that these pointy nodes within, the intention would be that they would direct the medication, the treatments to go where it needs to go and not so much the residual effects on the body, which especially when we're talking about like cancer care back in the 80s, like when I was a kid and I saw people going through it, the treatments were much more rudimentary compared to today, and it was a lot of collateral damage. It was hard to really target the cancer, and now they can do that much more. Last one I'll put in a couple of is green kyanite, which can help the lungs. The rutilated quartz can help with any physical illness, as can epidote, because it helps to energize the body to do all the things that it does. But green kyanite it particularly focuses on the lungs. Okay, and now I'm gonna go ahead and pick a couple of stones that I think would be good contenders for all of the requests we've had today. Oh, we're in good shape. Okay. One I've already picked out because I think it would be a good possibility. The big stone in the middle is Prehnite. Prehnite is the stone of spiritual teaching. It helps to convey spiritual lessons, and it helps the teacher to embody the lesson as well. Yeah, it's a great spiritual teacher. And I feel like, okay, so here's the two stones. And I feel like the intuition is like screaming at me, like, it's these two. So here are your choices to decide what will round out the grid today. So the first is selenite, which I feel like it can be deeply calming. It tends to reflect only white light, which is something we all need right now. Not that there's ever a day we don't, but especially right now, we could really, really use it. And even just like sitting there staring at it and getting those good energies back feels so nice. The next is this combo stone that I have. It's Barite, Cerussite, and Galena, all in the same specimen. These stones are all secondary ore, and in the case of Galena, actually lead. So definitely always putting it out there. I don't ever recommend putting stones in water and drinking it. It's really not what they're for, but especially not this one. No, no, no. Barite, Cerussite, and Galena, especially together, but independently of one another as well, superb for simply calming, relaxing, chilling out. It's grounding, it's harmonizing. I feel like it can harmonize with the high heart chakra and just allow us to reconnect to compassion for yourself, for others. Take a deep breath, check back in with who you are and where you are. Also allows us to see what opportunities we need to make for self-care. It may invite us to make more time for self-care. It can be an excellent self-care stone. So I'm going to say, go ahead and yeah, Susan, it's definitely going to be watery energy this week. We are in Cancer season. Ooh, yeah, watery, watery. So go ahead and vote on which stone you like the most. I have no idea which one will win. I never do. So go ahead and vote on that. If you haven't already, please go ahead and like the stream. That really helps folks to get recommended in here and hang out with us, and that's where we make more friends. I'm going to briefly switch the camera over to myself and explain what Reiki is, and when I come back, we will go right into the healing. So again, welcome in. My name is Danielle Stimpson, and I'm the owner of Learn Reiki Philadelphia. I've been teaching Reiki for about 13 years, and I've recently taken to teaching online. If you'd like to learn more about my online Reiki trainings, go ahead and check out the description below. You can see my website with all the details, upcoming dates, etc., as well as all of my social media, my community Discord, my crystal shop, and even our new TikTok. So go ahead and check us out there. Reiki, as I understand it, and everyone describes it a little differently because, well, it's like describing the very essence of what life is on a very subtle and a very spiritual level. So of course everyone describes it differently. The style that I'm trained in is known as Usui Reiki, which comes from Japan. This particular style is very rooted in the Japanese understanding of energy and life. And being that their indigenous religion was Shintoism, that involves everything having a soul. Everything's interconnected. The idea that we would call energy, they're, forces in the universe. One of those forces that runs through everyone and all things, Reiki, translates to spiritually guided life force energy. The concept is that this energy is already present in everyone and everything, and it is constantly moving through everyone and everything. It's one of the core building blocks of life as we know it. As we're so keenly aware of this energy on such a subtle level, our body, mind, and spirit automatically know what to do with it. So even though we may not consciously think of Reiki or even energy or even spirituality, it doesn't mean it's not there. Much like we're mostly made of water, even though we don't usually think of it that way, and even though we're drinking water all day long. When we drink water, despite all the things it does in our body, we don't have to focus consciously on what it does. Our subconscious, our body takes care of it, and the processes happen. When we engage in Reiki energy for healing, what we're essentially doing is utilizing this practice of connecting with this energy and bringing more of it to you to support your greater healing good. So it's, in a way, it's almost like bringing someone more water. I'm bringing you more of this great energy, or sending you more of it, and your body, mind, and spirit will know exactly how to apply it. The only thing you need to do is have an open heart and mind. So I suggest that you get physically comfortable, whether that's sitting up, lying down, you could put something over your eyes and relax. You can move around, stretch if you need to, even journal, whatever feels right to you. But generally, just relaxing and closing your eyes would be my suggestion. During the session, just pay attention to what you feel in your body, in your emotions, what thoughts and ideas tend to come up. You don't have to keep a silent mind, and you don't have to focus on anything. Although you can if you want to. You can set any intention, as we already have in many cases, to ask the energy to help support us in a particular way. You can do that at any time during the session. Just bring whatever it is to mind, think about it, take a deep breath, and let the universe have it. At the end of the time of my sending to all of you, I will invite you back. You'll hear my voice come back in, and I'll invite you to take a deep breath, and I'll give you a few cues to check in with yourself. And after that, I'll reopen the chat. You can ask any questions you might have. You can share any experiences you had, and I'll do my best to help guide you through whatever comes up. If you're watching this in the future, hello from the past, go ahead and feel free to use the comment section with any questions or anything like that, or reach out to me through the social media linked in the description below. As I send, I will turn the music up and I will turn the lights down. The lights will gently move through several different colors. At no point will they flash or strobe, so you are safe there. As far as anything else, I think I covered it all. But yeah, if you do have any other questions, go ahead and reach out to me or leave a comment. If you would like to join me for any of the regular streams or be notified anytime that I have a pop-up stream, which can be around certain astrological events or world events, go ahead and subscribe with notifications on, and you'll be the first to know. So without any further ado, let's go ahead into the healing. Thank you so much for being here. It's an honor and a pleasure to share this healing energy with all of you. So let's see what you all voted on. It's both. It's both. It's always both. And yeah, definitely self-care healing stone. I can feel that too. Okay. So Barite, Cerussite, and Galena. I will put that right on top of our Prehnite. So we can see everything. Yep, there we go. And I will take the selenite and I will some more selenite here. I'll place this right here. There we go. Okay. So I invite you to go ahead, get comfy, take a deep breath. And if there's anything that keeps coming to mind, or if you get distracted, whatever it is, take a deep breath in and out. Just allow your body, mind, and spirit to come back to zero. And go ahead and enjoy your session. Thank you for making time for yourself. I'm going to get started, and I hope that you enjoy your session. you now to take a deep breath in and out, and allow your body to come back. If you'd like, you can gently move or bend, wiggle your fingers and toes. Thank you so much for being here with me today. And if you have any questions or anything to share, please go ahead and use the chat. I'll do my best to help you with that. Thank you all so much for being here and for your requests. The concept of communal qi that we see in Chinese medicine, where the more people come together with the same or similar intention, the greater the healing potential is magnified. And that's definitely at play here when all of us make our healing requests and say hello and create community around that. You're so welcome, Jennifer. Oh, thank you, Grace. Absolutely, I wish the same to you. I hope you have a good week too. Yeah, I'll be back Wednesday at 4, but as always, I could stop in a little earlier and do a little ad hoc stream between now and then, especially because things are so difficult. Feel free to subscribe with notifications on to know when I pop on live. Oh, thank you so much, Martha, and Erica. You're welcome, Erica. You're welcome, Martha. I hope to see you both again, and I hope you both are well. Take care, for sure. And Martha, I'll see you soon anyway. I'll see you in a couple weeks for Reiki too. Oh, same to you. You're so welcome. I love being here. Thank you all so, so much. Get as much rest as you can. Don't forget to prioritize self-care, even in challenging times, especially in challenging times. So, Heart, you felt sadness coming up. Could it be sadness from the women and people around us right now? That could be a lot of it. Absolutely. Mary Sue, you're welcome. Oh, you're so welcome, Susan. Thank you for being here. Heart, you're right. That could be that we're feeling the collective shared sadness. We're also, astrologically, we're in a place right now where we're going to be feeling a lot of emotions. Any emotions we have that are sort of lying dormant are going to bubble to the surface. So anything that's been sort of in the background and you've just been kind of getting by with it, or anything that's ready to come up to be released, it's gonna, this is a time where it happens. And I'm not surprised to find the two are probably a little related. I mean, there's a lot of astrology behind everything that's happening in the US right now. And yeah, this is a time for us to really take an honest and hard look at what's wrong and fix it. And what's wrong is pretty wrong. So yeah, we're all feeling very much our emotions right now. It's a very emotional time, but it's also important to do our personal reflection and see what within us is ready to be honored. You know, if we have feelings of sadness coming up, what is looking to be addressed, what is looking to be honored, what is looking to be released. And to be patient with ourselves in that. It's not something that's going to be, you know, an internal thing like that is not going to be fixed overnight. Making time for self-care to get ourselves through it. Yeah. Yeah, the nation is in its Pluto return, which humans don't get because we don't live that long. But yeah, that started in February. And yeah, you're so welcome, Cora Carr. Thank you for being here. Thank you, Vincent, for being here as well. Yeah, there's a lot of heaviness. There's a lot to, any feelings that we're having bubbling up, especially over the next week. Like, even if you're not a big journaler, if you just write down your feelings when you can, like at least once a day, but if you can, even more than that, even if you don't have much more to share, that can help you reflect on how you're feeling moment to moment, and you can probably learn a lot from that, and even start to come into the knowledge of what those feelings are, where they're coming from, and how we can start to address them, especially internally. Yeah. Good night to you too, Heart. Have a beautiful evening. Lots of love to you and yours. I'm going to go ahead and end the stream here. I'll see you all. Usual hours for this week are Wednesdays at 4 p.m., Thursdays at 8 a.m., Fridays at 4 and 8 p.m., Sundays at 8 p.m., and if there are any special shares that are going to be, or any special events that are going to be popping up, if you're subscribed with notifications on, you can find out all about those. Thank you so much for being here, and if you want to learn more about me or my online classes, go ahead over to learnreikiphiladelphia.com and you can learn all about it there. Take care of yourselves, and I hope to see you back again soon. Bye for now.